WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have Very Rare from Midleton, the 2021 version, Whiskybase 177468. So if you've seen the bottling, the unboxing of the Barry Crockett, you know what to expect. So we have this nice little box here. Look, even there, it's branded. This, what I think is disappointing, is 40%. Now, we do have the same little cloth bag here that protects the box. And the box is, look here, let's do unpacking here. Wrong direction. Let's do an unboxing here. Whee! There we go. So, the box here is of a much lighter color. So here I have no defects on the box, which I had with Barry Crockett, at least in my personal opinion. So we have the magnets here. We have the nice little opening mechanism. We have the same thing up here with the bottle and this tiny little, I don't know why they just didn't make the box a different size. I mean, why have this tiny little thing in here? But that's just my problem there. And here we have a certificate of authenticity. All right, open this up, put this in here, right. So what I think is very interesting is we have two signatures on this bottle. We have Kevin O'Gorman, who's no longer there. He's on the front, and on the back we have Barry Crockett. So let's go get his whiskey as well from Barry Crockett and compare the two of these. All right, sorry for that little bit of a, putting that up top so I don't forget it here. Here we have the Barry Crockett, da-da-da. You notice a different color in the boxes here. So this is also the 2021 version. So what I talked about was the defect. I mean, if I'm going to pay a lot of money and it's going to be a little bit of a collector's item, I don't want that little blotch on my box now, do I? Well, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just thinking a little bit too critically today. Who knows? All right, so here we have 46%. Here we have 100% single pot still whiskey from Ireland. Age we do not know. Though this is non-chilled filtered. This is Midleton Very Rare. This is a blend, so we have grain and we have single pot still in here. This is 40%. And over here in Germany, I had to pay 239 euros for this. So 50 euros more than the Barry Crockett, which I don't understand, to be honest, all right? So this is the 2021 release, very big there. I have bottle number 20811. So I could sign up online and claim this bottle and so on. If I was actually at the distillery, which I can't go to because of COVID, I could actually sign in the ledger that that's mine. And I have this nice little certificate here of authenticity that says here, this is to certify that I, Kevin O'Gorman, Master Distiller of the Midleton Distillery, County Cork, Ireland, have hand-selected the finest and rarest whiskies to create this bottle of Midleton Very Rare. So we actually have his signature here. There we go. Let's get rid of my face, and then it will zoom in sooner or later here. All right, good. Didn't. Sorry. All right, so that's that. Good. What else do we have here? I wanted to comment on, what was the thing I wanted to comment on here? So, oh yeah, exactly. I forgot now. Now I remember. If I open up the box again, I can actually see here on the box, which I have to take a look at Barry Crockett, which I didn't see here. There's some type of branding on here. I don't know if you can actually see this or not. All right, it says here, the pinnacle of Irish whiskey. I did not see that on the Barry Crockett box here. So let's see if there is anything like that there. Oh, here. Okay, it says the same here. The pinnacle of Irish whiskey. Ah, I can almost show this a little bit better because of the darkness of the wood. So let's see here if we can get this set up here. All right, the pinnacle of Irish whiskey, maybe. All right, so I didn't realize that. There's tiny little Easter eggs every place here. All right, good. So what's missing? Non-chill filtered. Here, 40%, probably going to be chill filtered. And nowhere do we have any reference at all in either of these to being natural color. Come on, guys. I'm paying 200 plus euros for some of these bottles, and natural color would not be the difficult thing to put on the bottle. All right, or to do. All right, so what do we have here? This is the 37th edition. Since 1984, every year, as far as I know, there has been a very rare vintage release. Now, if you have some older vintages from 2000, from 1990 and so on, do not open them. My recommendation is that the prices are so astronomically high, sell them. Buy some really good whiskey and enjoy that instead. Now, I'm not a guy who actually flips whiskeys and does all that. But if you get up into the lower three figures, higher four-figure digits for a bottle, it does kind of hurt to open it up. Sell it, buy something else, enjoy something else. The same thing if you have old Willet rye bottles with maybe 12 or 15 or 17 year age things, don't open them up. If you're in Europe, you can put them on an auction site, get a lot of money for them, buy something else, which is going to taste a lot better than what you had in your bottle. All right, my personal recommendation, if you open them up, go for it. But I just think that the return on the investment is so high for these dumb collectible bottles that it's not going to be the taste experience that you thought it could have been and would have been. All right, so it says here, chosen from the most exceptional quality single pot stills and single grain Irish whiskies laid down over the period of 4 decades in Midleton, County Cork. Midleton Very Rare 2021 is aged from the youngest is 13 years of age and the oldest is 35 years in lightly charred ex-Bourbon American oak barrels. Whew, that's a statement here. Okay, barrels, what type of barrels? Oak, what type of oak? American oak. Oh, what type of American oak? Ex-Bourbon, what type of ex-Bourbon? Lightly charred. So they're not going to be from Wild Turkey now, are they? All right, so Kevin O'Gorman selected a high pot still inclusion at 83%. So there's only 17% single grain. Okay, nice. As well as a notable contribution from third fill casks. Now, to be very honest, I'm not happy about that. Kevin, you might have been happy, but I'm not. I want my more active casks here. I don't want a very, very third fill, unless, of course, they're 25, 35 years of age. Maybe then. All right, who knows? The result is a luxurious and balanced whiskey with rich pot still connotations where the distillate takes center stage thanks to the use of refilled casks. A fitting legacy for one of Irish whiskey's great master distillers. All right, very, very good. So the color, actually very similar, which might make sense because of the lack of a indication of natural color here, unfortunately. So Kevin was not long at the distillery. He's now in the States, if I remember correctly. He got headhunted, and apparently he's going to start making Irish-style whiskey in America instead. Now, all right, very good. Back to the good old days where we had Barry Crockett there for decades. Brian Nation was there for a little bit, then Kevin, and then bam. Now this, and okay. I am going to lose people that like my channel because of this, but I have in the glass, I have to actually talk about what I have. I have a high-class Jameson in my glass. Now, a high-class Jameson should cost, in my world, 60 euros, maybe 80 euros. Not 140, not 160. Sorry, that's wrong. Not 240, not 260 euros. That's just crazy. And the aromas that I get on this bottle are not excellent. They're okay, they're good. This is a C+ whiskey for me. Yes, I know many of you are going to go, what? Yes, C+. Now, if I go to the Barry Crockett, much more aromatic. Much more of the pot still. Much more of the ex-American oak. Much more of the spice. Much more of the fruit. Much more of the lime. Much more of everything. Even more alcohol, 46%. And over here in Germany, which makes no sense, it's cheaper. 179 versus 239. 50 euros more for less. We have less ABV. We have less single pot still in here. We have less aroma and less flavor, which I just don't get. This is actually a B whiskey. This is very, very nice. I like. Now, I've said this once, I've said this twice, I've said this 30 times, I think, in the last couple of videos. If you want the best, the pinnacle of Irish whiskey, it's going to be Redbreast 21. This is the pinnacle. There is no better Irish whiskey out there, in my opinion, at this moment than the Redbreast 21. All right, so I'm still in the same family. I'm still with Pinot Ricard. I'm still with Irish distillers. I just think the age statement, the 46%, and the sherry as well as the bourbon just makes that single pot still whiskey magical. Magically pinnacle. Yeah, these are not. These have the better packaging. These have the better marketing. These have the better reputation. But in my personal opinion, they are not the better tasting whiskeys. All right, so talking about taste, let's try this. 17% single grain whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Mm-hmm. And the problem is, look, there's the grain. I get this grain, and for me, I like patties. I love a patty Irish whiskey. I love paying 18 euros for an Irish whiskey and drinking it and enjoying it. What I do not love is paying 200 plus euros and getting a similar experience. And that's what I do not like about this whiskey. This whiskey does not taste like the pinnacle of Irish whiskey, in my opinion. Still a C plus B minus whiskey in the taste. And the B minus is deleted by the fact that the finish is not on par with the original taste. All right, the aroma. It says here the official tasting notes, just so we have heard these. A delicate introduction of sweet mandarin orange citrus. I don't see a comma there at all. That's one word. I've never had a sweet mandarin orange citrus. I've never had a orange citrus, mandarin orange citrus sweet. With green bananas and vanilla. Do you really want green bananas in your whiskey? Question. All right, the light herbal notes develop until the typical pot still spices include cardamom, nutmeg, and pepper show the signature Midleton style. Now, if you're thinking the signature Midleton style is not Powers, but rather Jameson, then yes. While it's a touch of cedarwood, don't get that, and charred American oak add to the complexity. All right, well described for something that's a high-class Jameson. Now the taste, the smooth initial mouth coating, I get this as much more mouth coating, much better viscosity than here. This is thin, 40%. It's initially sweet with vanilla and red apple before the more robust spices of cinnamon, clove, with a slice of root ginger show their presence. Ginger is that spice, is that alcohol spice, those third fill casks probably, where there was not enough additive maturation going on. There is a polished antique wood contribution from the barrels alongside with some tannins and charred oak. And on the finish is extra long as the spice asides, giving way to green fruit and stalks of barley. Grain whiskey gives through to that. That's what lasts the longest here on my palate. All right, you do notice that I'm not very, very happy. This is basically going to be the last, I think I said that last time, but who knows, the last very rare I'm ever going to buy, unless I get it for such a cheap price that I can then justify doing it. It's not worth the money. Sorry, if you're collecting and flipping and so on, go for it. These are something you can trade and go for. I mean, I have bottled 20,811. So there's over 20,000 of these bottles out there in the world, and these are just the 750s. I have no information whatsoever about how many bottles were released. If anyone knows, please tell us or write it down in the comments. These are not the rarest. I have online at the moment, now we're in December of 2021, I have a total of 30 shops in Europe that can offer this. I have them in Germany and Norway and England and Netherlands and France and Scotland and Switzerland, as well as Poland. There's many places in the world where you can get this. No one in Ireland has it at the moment, at least not on Whiskybase 177468. But the bottle's out there in the wild, and people are asking extraordinary prices for this. The cheapest price is in Poland for 238, then it's 239 in Germany, and it goes all the way up to 750 euros for a shop in Germany. Whiskey, gin, rum, one word.de. Amazing. In Poland, someone wants 530. In the Netherlands, someone wants 499 for this. 450 pounds in hard-to-find whiskey. Irish spirits in Scotland, 421, and so on. It's just amazing the prices people are wanting for this. The Bottle Club in the UK, 399. Limited Whiskey Investment in Germany, 349. And then we have here the real prices are 259 and 239 and so on. No, do not pay that amount of money if you're going to open this and drink it. It's just a little bit better. It's a little bit better, my personal opinion, than a high-class Jameson. If you want to, go for it. If you want good stuff, go for this. If you want great stuff, go for that. All right? This is the great whiskey here out there. That is the pinnacle. All right, let's go to Barry Crockett real quick. You get so much more in Barry Crockett. 46%, 40%, 100% pot still, 17% grain. You have no idea about the age here, but it has much more flavor, aroma, pot still spice, citrus spice, wood spice, more of the Christmas moments and so on. This is a little bit blander, a little bit less toned down. And there's more of that pepper grain spice here, which we don't get here. This is a very good, this is a B whiskey. This is a C++ whiskey. Value for money, no. D at 239 and above an F. I cannot recommend buying this whiskey. So sorry. To drink. All right? Buy something else. WhiskyJason here. What is your bottle of disappointment? Where did you have high hopes that it's going to be great? And it turned out to be average, and you paid way too much for it. What was your bottle? Write down your story very briefly. What was it? Midleton Very Rare is my story. Again, unfortunately, I'm slow in learning. All right, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing. Please tell others about this crazy guy over here in Germany, comparing the 2021 Barry Crockett versus the Very Rare bottlings here from Midleton. Boom, opened them up, shared them, and we'll hopefully make some other people happy with these expressions. All the best. See you soon. WhiskyJason. Bye-bye.